Hi guys. So I actually wish that somebody told me this a long time ago, but I don't think that unless you are ready for it, you can really understand it. I have realized lately that it seems like the things that lead you to major life decisions, at least in my case it's like this, the things that push you towards this like last step you need to make to ditch a bad habit or create a new good habit or change your life in some way that you always wanted to, it seems like those things are really minor. It seems like it's not something really significant. It can be just a sentence that somebody said in your conversation. It can be something that you've overheard. It can be just a passage from a book that really resonated with you, but we never really pay attention to how much piles up and how much you need to really prepare the ground before you plant this little seed of thought there. So this preparation is priceless, and although people can tell you the good thing 1,000 times and you will not be able to listen to them because you're not just there yet, you're not ready, but it will create sort of a good condition for the future you to already know that and to implement something good into your life when the time comes. So I hope that made sense to you. At least this made sense to me, and this is something that I realized lately, so wanted to share. So what I wanted to talk about today is that it seems that in our culture, and I think that I can talk for the majority of countries, it is considered good to be very altruistic, and being selfish, like in a good way, is not well tolerated. It's not really something that a person should be proud of. So when somebody loves themselves fully, people start hating on them. And I think that this is because like most of the people don't really love themselves. They are brought up, and we are brought up, because this is what I used to be for 24 years of my life. We are conditioned to always think about others first. So not to make noise when we are kids, not to behave in a certain way because that will embarrass us or our parents. We are conditioned to deny our own wishes and our desires to the point that we don't really know what we want anymore. We don't know what kind of careers we want. We don't know what interests do we have. We just kind of follow the flow, and we don't really even think and ask ourselves, is this really what I want to do? And I think that if everybody just stopped a couple of minutes a day, like a couple of times a day, and thought, what can I do to make myself happy right now? What can I do? What do I want to do now? What do I feel like doing? And of course, it shouldn't be something that harms other people, but I am pretty sure that unless you are a psychopath or really mentally unhealthy, nothing that really causes suffering to others will ever make you happy. And I also think that it's very important to understand the difference between pleasure and happiness. So the structure of our society where we live in, and I'm talking about consumerism mostly, really substitutes pleasure with happiness. I've been talking about it for a really long time, and I may sound like a broken record, but it was one of the biggest realizations in my life, and I think it's really important. So the things that really make us happy are being present. I can tell you that since I started being really mindful, for example, when I eat, I just get so much pleasure from the most simple foods. Like I'm eating an apple and I am so happy. I'm so happy when I just see sunshine on my face. I'm so happy when I feel the blow of cold wind on my skin, and I pay full attention to it. It's not that difficult. You just have to make it a habit, and it only takes about 2 months to form a habit. So okay, I'm getting carried away and way too emotional about this, but what I'm trying to say is that we don't give ourselves permission to be happy. We think that we need to sacrifice something constantly, and it has been ingrained in our brains since the beginning of times. All of the religions just talk about taming your desires and not thinking about yourself but thinking about the neighbor. And I don't really think that this is what the biggest figures like Jesus Christ or whatever, like the main gurus of most of the religions were. I don't think that this is what they actually taught, because they taught love, and I think that love can only start with self-love. But I don't want to get very philosophical or religious here, because I don't want to start a fight about this. This is definitely not what I want to talk about, but I want to say that you making yourself happy doesn't make you selfish, it doesn't make you a bad person, and it is actually the best thing that you can do for the humanity. Because if everybody just concentrates on making themselves feel good, making themselves happy, and everybody does this without exceptions, we will live in a perfect society where we are not defined by what we look like, we are not defined by the clothes that we wear, by the size of the clothes that we wear, by the color of our skin or our hair or our eyes, by the language that we speak. Because everybody will be so self-sufficient that they will not feel the need to bring anyone else down. I truly believe that people who are not fully content with themselves have this need, and I had that for so long, and I was pressuring it down too, and it was just piling up, all these negative emotions and feelings. So when people are not happy with themselves, when they don't have a passion, when they don't really give themselves this permission to be happy, they feel the need to bring others down, the ones who actually do know what they want, and the ones who actually know how to make themselves happy, and who are in the process of making themselves happy. Because they cannot stand, and we cannot stand, the notion that other people have this, what we so passionately want, but we cannot allow ourselves to have, because we were brought up to believe that this is bad, that we don't deserve to be happy, that we need to think about anything but ourselves. And I think that this is so wrong, and just making yourself happy should be the goal of your life. Why are we even here if all that we have to do is to suffer, and then we are promised something in the end of our lives that we are not even sure that is real? This doesn't make any sense to me, and it never actually did, but I never realized that I was the person who needs to give myself the permission to do the things that I want. And now to talk about the difference between consumerism and pleasures and happiness. What really makes us happy also makes us healthy mentally and physically, and if we feel otherwise, it means that we are just really disconnected. So we all want healthy bodies, we want to have good skin and nice hair and white teeth and all of that, and we want to have nice bodies, and we want to be well defined, and we want to look healthy and tanned, and I don't know. So what are the things that bring us there? Movement, good food, good quality food, enough sleep, good emotions, close relationships that are fulfilling. Also, such things like art and books and music and films, and all of that put together makes a one happy, healthy person. And of course, everyone is different, and every person has a different set of things that are able to make them happy. But what the basis of your happiness is that your body and your mind and your soul already know what you need in order to become the best version of yourself. And you already were the best version of yourself when you were very, very little, before all this societal crap that is constantly just showered on you, all these limitations, all this, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. And of course, having a system is good, but we need to understand that when we grow up, we are fully responsible adults, and we are fully responsible of our own happiness. Everybody wants to be happy, but nobody gives the permission to do that, because people don't like happy people. people like people who are also miserable, and at least most of the people, and at least in my experience, and I used to be like this, and I have no right to judge anyone who thinks like this, because I used to be like this just half a year ago, just a year ago, like my entire life. And I really think that it's just so damn important to realize that you just need to listen to what your body and your mind and your soul tells you. You will not want pizza for lunch every day. You will not want to lie in bed the entire day. And even if you want to, it's totally fine to do that, and you don't need to feel guilty. And I noticed for myself that I was traveling last weekend, and it was really cold outside, and I wanted to walk around. Obviously, I was in a beautiful city, and I was really inspired by everything that I saw around myself, but I was also very cold, and I was kind of hungry, and I wanted to go and just have some tea in a coffee shop. And then I sat there for like an hour to get myself warm again and to just get some rest. And I realized that I was kind of beating myself up inside of my head, because, well, I've paid all this money to come here, and I am just sitting here in a coffee shop that I can do here. But then I thought, why the hell? Like, this is my life, and this is my time, and this is my money, and why the hell, if I want to go to another country and sit in a coffee shop there, I should definitely do that. Like, if this is what is making me happy, why the hell not? And if something that is making you happy is unpopular or uncool or something that other people do not do, it doesn't really matter, because it's not the others that you're living your life for, it's you, and you need to be really honest with yourself. This is where everything starts. Like, unless you are 100% crystal clear and crystal honest with yourself, nothing is going to really work, because you need to be very well aware of your intentions and of the thought processes that happen in your head, because we want different things for different reasons. For example, do we really want that other winter jacket, or is it just because we saw someone who we admire wear it and we want to be like them, and so we want to be liked by other people, and this is why we want the jacket? Or do we really want a relationship with that person because we like that person and because we think that this relationship will make us happy? Or do we want it just because it's St. Valentine's Day and we are alone and we feel like everybody else around us has a partner and it's time to get married or have kids or something, but we don't really give a shit about that person because we want something completely different? Maybe we don't even want a family at all, but we feel societal pressure because of that. So you see where I'm going with this. You need to be very clear about what your true intentions and your true interests and your true desires are. And trust me, you will not become a useless blob who is just sitting there doing nothing and indulging in the things that they want, because in this case, you are not really honest with yourself. If you are really honest with yourself, you will find an interest, you will find a passion, you will find a hobby, you will find things, activities that you like to do that bring you joy and that also keep you healthy. And also you will find the foods that you love the taste but are also good for you, and you will find friends who are good for your soul and for your mind and who you love spending time with, and you don't have to make yourself go to a party that you don't want to go if there is not the people that you want to be around. So please just do one thing for me today. Just sit down with yourself for some minutes and think, what do I want right now? Like, what would make me happy today, this exact moment? And then go and do it without feeling guilty, without feeling shame, without anything. Just go and make yourself happy, at least today, at least in this moment, and do it step by step every day. And in no time you will wake up happy every morning, loving yourself, loving your body, and loving your life, and excited to start every day, because your life will just be the life that you really want and you really love, because you will make yourself happy without placing this responsibility on anybody else but yourself. And this is what makes life beautiful. We are in total control of ourselves and our lives. So I wish you to find this inside yourself, and I hope that it inspired you. Like, if I would choose the most important video I think I ever made, this would be the one. I hope that I was able to put my thoughts into words, and maybe it can resonate with someone. I really, really hope that it helps someone to find their true passion or to become happier. I love you guys so much, and I wish you to be so happy, and really just be nice humans and be nice to yourself first. I love you so much, and see you in the next video. Bye.